One of my favourite places to escape to for a Sunday drive is the Southern Highlands in New South Wales. Beautiful weather. It's cold in winter, warm in summer, fertile soil, and some of Australia's greatest gardens are hidden behind the fences. We're at Red Cow Farm in the village of Sutton Forest in New South Wales. Now, when you fly past at 100 k's an hour, you get a glimpse and you think, wow. It's when you go beyond the gate and see what's out the back, you'll be really surprised. See what I mean? This unique, ambitious cool climate garden sprawls over 2.5 hectares and is arguably one of the finest in the country. It's made up of a mind-blowing 20 themed garden rooms, all created over the past 26 years by two guys with an amazing vision, Wayne Morrissey and Ali Mentesh. So, Ali, the front is beautiful, but it doesn't suggest what's out the back. This, to me, is like a beautiful European garden.
This is all our indulgence.
I love gardening.
Yeah.
But you must love gardening because you couldn't do anything else but this, could you?
Well, it's indulgence, but it comes with an absolute obsession. That combined, I think, for the love of plants.
If you told me the garden was as old as the cottage and it was heritage listed, I'd believe it.
Sometimes people think this was like an old monastery maybe once, or our trees, they think some of them are since the beginning of the cottage, which goes back to, the early 1800s.
When you got the property in 92,
Yes.
what was here?
It was actually a paddock. There was absolutely nothing here, not even a tree that we could use. Everything is planted since then.
So when you started, you had a background in hospitality.
Yes.
What was your thought process? Did you think, oh, I might have a hedge around the border, or did you always have this as your grand plan?
It was kind of ambitious. And
Kind of?
Yeah. The Southern Highlands really offers us a great opportunity to grow so many variety of plants. One of the things that I do is to really get to know each plant, what conditions they prefer, and give them the best microclimate as possible, so see them at their best.
So planting the right plant in the right position means you're going to get the right result.
You're going to get the right result.
And the room that we're in now, which one's this?
This is what we call the Abbess Garden. The Abbess is the name or title given to the head of the convent.
What I like about it is it's not heavily landscaped, but it's still got structures. So all this buxus and these cones create boundaries and formality for the wildness of the beds behind them.
I think it's a very much tried and tested is to have the exuberant planting very much like cottage style, but it's strongly framed by whether it's a hedge or topiary.
And these cones, any symbol to them or anything like that?
The shape of them represents the monks working in the field. So we decided to make them into cones.
They look a bit like me, short and fat. So you obviously love your roses, but have you got a favourite that's in this yard? Because I've definitely found mine.
This is Laura Davost, and it's always a great spectacle this time of the year.
Simple structures to get it up and give you the height in the garden.
Yeah, I think roses, particularly ones that need the support, but I don't think you need fancy supports for them, as long as it's strong enough.
This magical garden truly is inspiring. And as you venture into it, it's like going on some kind of magical botanical tour. Every time you walk through a hedge, you go into a different room. Now, this is called the Apollo Walk. It's very structured. The branches have been raised up on these rowan trees to expose their trunks. And the hedge that lines the walk is called hornbeam. Now, I've never seen a beautiful specimen of it in Australia. It loves the cold, and I've seen it in castles in Europe. And if you look closely at the leaf, it looks like a crinkle-cut chip. This part of the garden is very simple, 50 shades of green, but it rests your eye and makes you want to see what's next. In Ali's original design, this was the driveway that curved round the little cottage and you left through a different exit. But then he just saw so much potential in it that he built this pergola. All the stonework he did himself, he got a brickie in to do the piers. So with the height and a structure like this, what else would you plan except for beautiful climbing roses? Now, it looks like it's been here for hundreds of years, and it's got a couple of hundred still to come. It's amazing what you can do with space. This is not your typical suburban block where the garden beds hug the fences and everything's straight lines and so-so. Here you've got room to let things breathe. I mean, that is a massive water feature. It's a beautiful restful spot. I'd love to sit here, but I'm glad I'm not doing those hedges. Apparently, the ladder goes in the water and so does the gardener. Climbs in, prunes it all, and then with a pull scoop, cleans it all up. But it's where you get size that matters in a garden like this. These garden beds are probably 10 metres across, full of all the colours of a rainbow. It looks unkept compared to the formal hedge, but I bet you there's just as much work that goes into pruning and shaping and deadheading this as there is in pruning that hedge. The level of skill and design at Red Cow Farm is just mind-boggling. Coming up, a woodland and a man-made lake that would inspire Monet.